1, 2, 3, SCA!
Okay. Go back to some basics and looking at chaining some techniques together. So, there's a technique, Japanese, and literally it gets referred to as the OG because it is the OG. It is the basic, original throw. I'm going to get my grips. Got my grips the way I like them, and I'm going to step, step, and hook. Okay? So for here, step, step, hook, dump him. Got to get low, I don't want to get swept over, I can go straight into passing when I hit the ground. So that's my OG. Important point on the OG. I am not driving straight backwards. If this is a clock face, I'm driving to 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. The reason for that is if I step here and go for this, he steps this leg back. If I'm pushing straight back, I'm pushing back into his support. If I'm pushing off to the side, I'm clearing his support. Now, chaining things together, this gentleman, he's seen me do this twice. He's like, you're not getting me again. I step in, I go for it, he steps back. I'm now in a position where I'm squared up to him. I'm at an angle. So I am going to step across with this foot and bring my hips into him. From there, straighten this leg, dump him over. So that's my nice little 2-move setup for takedowns. Now we'll be looking at some work from on the ground. So let's come around this way. From the second. So, side mount. Tuesday we were looking at escapes. I want to look at some ways to have some fun, okay? I'm on the bottom. This guy should be attacking me, okay? But there's a couple of things that might happen. Either he could be in a position, he's up on points, he's just stalling me out. That can make it kind of easy for him to pin me. And even with good escape technique, if all he wants to do is hold me here, then it could be kind of difficult for me to create the space to escape. Second thing, I do not ever want the other guy to be comfortable. So theoretically, he is attacking me. So if I can turn things around and attack him, turn the tables on him, and you think about this position right here, relatively our bodies are in exactly the same position right now. The only difference is sky's up, ground's down. Okay? So relative body positions, we could do the exact same things to each other. So last week we looked at it, him from the top, going for arm bars. Well, I'm on the bottom, I want to go for an arm bar. This armpit is exposed. When I drive to make my space to get out, I bridge up and make some space. All I have to do is bring my knee through the gap, step over. I've got an arm bar here, and I've got another arm bar here. Arm bar on this arm on this arm. Now, someone who is good probably isn't going to get caught on this, but as I go over here, he's going to pull back like this hand's in hot water. That gives me the chance to square up and get back to my guard. Okay? Next move from the bottom. As we're working, I'm working, making some space. I am going to pinch this arm to my neck. I'm going to take my hand, I'm going to scoop under his arm here, pop this up. I now have an Americana. If I was on the top in side mount, I would look for an Americana. Why not look from the bottom? I rotate, he's going to tap. He could defend by rolling away. He rolls away, I take the top position, finish it from the top. At the very least, I've reversed the position. Third one we looked at, and this one's cool. I could do this from this position, but the time I typically go for this is he's gone for a modified scarf hold. I'm escaping my elbow. He pulls my elbow to clear. Boom. I sit up. I'm going to rotate him. He puts this arm out to block. I step over this arm, step under my other one, hug his head up to me. I've got a nice arm lock there. If I decide I don't want to arm lock today, push his head down, step over, pull him across here for an inverted triangle. So I've broken his shoulder, I've choked him to sleep, I'm going to wake him up by snapping his other shoulder. Of course, we can also go to the other side on this one. So I'm on the bottom, and I am making his life an absolute misery. Anytime I'm on the bottom, he's here working for this. Look, I'm just gonna start looking for the elbow and pushing my head into his arm. I'm just gonna be annoying. He's on my back. He's taking my back. Oh, I pinch this down. I start wrist locking here. I start coming over this arm. I pop this out. I start pushing over this arm. I'm probably not going to get the submission of any of these against anyone good, but he is not attacking, he's defending, which gives me the chance to get out and escape. It's a game. I said to these guys, it's a game of millimeters. They all looked at me blankly because America. So it's a game of whatever the hell fraction of an inch a millimeter is. You know, I've got to make some space, and I make that space a little bit at a time. And a really good way to make space is give this guy something to run away from. If I could get on his arm and start putting some pressure, even just bozo stuff, I'm here, I'm starting to push, I'm starting to make pressure. He backs off. A submission, a joint submission in its most basic form, I isolate one joint up or a joint down from it, I twist it against the range of motion it wants to go through. Elbows like to move this way. They get to here, they don't like to go any further that way. So I'm going to isolate this or isolate this and push it this way. Wrists, they get to here, they don't really want to go any further. Control his elbow and push the wrist against it. That's all the submission is when we take it to its simplest form. So any time I can isolate one joint and control it completely, if I go upstream or downstream, find something to twist or push, I've got a submission. You can start inventing your own submissions. Not inventing anything, someone's already done it, I guarantee, but you are being free flow. You are going for stuff in the scramble. You're not going, oh, well, I have to be in a perfect position and then I go through step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, submission. No, you are creating submissions in the scramble. You're going to be ahead of the other person. You're going to be a much tougher person to spar against. If you're the kind of person that is consistently not being rough, not elbowing people, not being a dick, not gouging eyes or dropping stuff in people's faces or whatever, but consistently, whatever position you're in, your mentality is, there's something here that I can go for. I'm always looking to improve my position, but I am also always looking for something that's dangling out there that I can twist in the wrong direction and finish the fight in that moment. By doing that, I'm always going to be a little bit tougher to roll against than the person who just accepts, oh, you got side mount, you passed my guard, now I need to start working and escape. No, don't accept anything and consistently be looking for what can I push in the wrong direction to make this guy back off. That's my mindset. The better people that I've rolled with, like I enjoy rolling with them, but at the time I'm thinking, you motherfucker, because this is tough. And that's the mindset that I'm hoping that all the people that train here could develop, is the ability that every time someone spars with you, they go, whew, that was a tough roll. That, you know, you're nobody's rest roll. That's the mentality that we want to get everyone to. We've got a bunch of guys here that are already working well on their way to that, and we've got other people that we're bringing up to that level. Great training.
Oh, thank you.